First time doing this here, so bear with me. Well, it's not too bad. Who wants a treat? Who wants a treat? You gonna get a treat? I gotta give treats before I can draw. That's the rules. Cubby, come on, bud. Talk it up. Who's gonna talk it up? Who's gonna help me open this package? Do I need scissors? Yep, sure do, because I am officially old. Hammer or scissors, those are the only things that will work now. I mean, geez Louise, I bought a half pint of creamer the other day, and I couldn't even get the knob off without channel locks. It was ridiculous. Coyote, you ready? Here we go. Get some treats. Come on, Gemma. Come on, over here. Munch. Up, up, up. Come on, get some. Get some treats, Cubs. Come on. Come on, Munchkin. There you go. Come on, son. There you go. Eat some treats. Come on, Munchkin. Here she goes. There we go. Get some treats. Get some treats. Come on, sweetheart. Get your treats, buddy. Come on. All right. All right, so a little backstory here. Back in 2015, I started a project called Freedonia, which was inspired by the classic Silver Age of cinema comedy Duck Soup by the Marx Brothers. And Freedonia is a fictional country in that movie. Oh, look, a couple treats for me. Ha ha. Anyway, the idea of a place that is truly free, you know, like the United States used to be. No more. You know what I need? I need a knife. Get your treats. Come on. Where are my pants? That's the question. Oh, here they are. Is that the right pair of pants? Oh, it's the wrong pair of pants. I have at least one more pair of pants in this place. Voila! Ask me how many pairs of underwear I own. Actually, I think they own me at this point. I'm like their slave person. They use me to keep them together. They would unravel completely without my existence. I do remember getting this really nice red carpenter's pencil for free from some job site. And I thought, well, if you're going to work in chroma key colors like the classic blue pencil, there might be a benefit for having a red one as well. Because you can always, before you scan your final inked artwork, you can always chroma key the color out. When it comes to the original artwork, though, you know, this is more of like an oil-based, along the lines of like a crayon or other colored pencils. So it's not as easily erased. An eraser generally tends to just smear an oily. Oh, look at that. See, I swear the quality of pencils has gone down systematically since the 1980s. I seek out at yard sales old pencils. I trust old pencils. New pencils suck. Proverbial, royal, illegitimate bastard child ass. I don't even know what that means, but it seems to be appropriate. Or appropriately inappropriate. I have no idea. Don't ever ask me to explain myself because I'm the last person who could actually give you a definitive answer on what the hell I meant. Oh, look at that, blood red. All right, so now I got to be really careful to not pull the, I can't call it lead, but like, why is the interior, the actual thing that does the writing, not affixed better to the wood surrounding it is my question about the modern pencil industry. Usually the graphite is loosey-goosey. And if there is such thing as real lead anymore, I should eat a bucket full, and maybe that would do me some good to sublimate any brain damage that I previously. All right, enough babble. So I got to get back in a regular routine of drawing. And I want to start by just kind of getting loose, drawing basic shapes, and then using Sharpies and some bottled ink to sort of blacken things up a bit. So we have 4 major characters, the primary characters in this series. We've got Grumpo. He's more ovular shaped in his head, more like just a perfect oval. Okay. And then I guess if we're doing like the old line across, and his nose is pretty predominant, but it's not as wide as Cheeto's nose. And Grumpo wears glasses. Hey, Gemma, good to see you, girl. And of course, his glasses tend to magnify his goo. Oh, Lord, Gemma, what did you have for dinner tonight? Whatever it was, you become a walking toot factory. Mm. Whew. Oh, hold it. First one smelled it, dealt it. Yeah, I did just smell it, and I think maybe I am the dealer. Now, there's all kinds of different kind of glasses in this universe, and I just haven't decided yet whether I want the frames for Grumpo's glasses to be perfectly round or have some kind of Art Deco flair to them. So let's try something a little in between. All right. What are you up to? Excuse me. So I like the idea of Grumpo's nose being kind of like a triangle. Like if you look at some of the early Wizard of Oz character designs for the actual Frank Baum series, the original artists, plural, because he had a couple, but they were all really awesome. Okay, coffee break so that Gemma can pass through. And I can pass gas. Yeah, I think red's going to be the color for me. I don't know. Maybe I should just do circular glasses. Come on, you. Hey. So I've got a computer set up yonder, and I'm just kind of refreshing my memory. Oops. Wrong click. The Windows computers I'm not as familiar with anymore since I got tired of all the Windows updates that continually seem to bog down whatever system I was using. Here we go. That's kind of what I wanted. There we go. Okay. Did you have to be like that? Huh? How am I supposed to get you cat food if I couldn't pay the bills? I think Grumpo needs a little more forehead, so the hairline will actually, his forehead will go way up higher, and then the hair will start further up. So I'll have to play with that in the inking phase. Ideally, if I could draw, 1 to 2 hours a night and get back in a regular routine, then I could sort of quicken my pace again. Like when I was drawing regularly and really feeling in the groove and fast and loose, I could churn out some halfway decent stuff, at least stuff that I was content, when my head hit the pillow at night. I didn't feel like I had wasted my time, What are you doing? What are you doing? All right. So then there's the brother Zero, who's the youngest. He's the most handsome. Gemma, get up here, would you? Get up here. And she's slobbering. Look at you slobber all over my. Zero's got more of a pointy chin. That's what kind of differentiates him. And he's also got a hat. He's a boat pilot, so he has a hat. And he's got a little more. He looks more like in the 1930s, at the tail end of the silent film era, the male actors wore a lot of makeup. So Zero's nose is similar to Grumpo's, but not as big. So when they wore makeup, it made them have like really almost girlish eyelashes. Okay. That's more zero-ish. That's not too bad. There we go. All right. And then we've got Wacko. Now let's do Cheeto next. So Cheeto is a little more potato shaped of a head. A little bit wider. And he wears this kind of a beanie hat, or not a beanie hat, more like my hat actually. But Cheeto looks rough. He looks, and like I said, he's got the wide nose, so his nose is going to be more flared, not slightly flared nostrils. And he's got bags under his eyes. Slightly bushy eyebrows, not overly so, but all right, I ran out of paper. I ran out of space. It happens all the time. I don't care how old I get to be and what size. If I used a sheet of paper that was 4 feet by 8 feet, I swear I would still find a way to run out of space. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, I say. And then lastly, we have Wacko, who really is a whack job. Wacko is even pointier. He's more, I guess Wacko would be more like the Joker if you had to describe like what other comic book character. Oh man, I'm running out of, okay, let's rethink this here. Okay. So he's got a real pointy chin, And he's got flared nostrils. That curl. With a thinner bridge, a much thinner bridge. But with Wacko, it's all about his eyes, right? And like his lip kind of often has this weird curl to it and overhangs. It kind of reminds me of what was not the Heat Miser, but Freeze Meister, or reminds me of Year Without a Santa Claus character. I'm not crazy about that. His hat has a little flap. He's got like kind of like a short stovepipe hat. And the hat has a frog that lives in it. I'm not going to draw the frog now, though. I need to refresh my memory about. All right, so let's see what flavor of brush I want to try out for this guy here. I see you stalking me, Gemma. I see you stalking me. You gonna get inky? Of course, she is a tortoiseshell, so ink wouldn't necessarily mess up her color scheme. Thankfully, I don't have any white cats in the house. Because I'm racist. Down with the white cats, man. Got 2 black outdoor cats, 2 black indoor cats, a couple of tortoiseshell, and the rest I can't talk about. This is where, if I'm going to mess up, I can always blame it on my feral friends. All right, so we go. Dang it, I've got an uncooperating horsehair brush with a stray hair sticking out here. It's a Zen kind of a thing. You know, when you just sort of let yourself go, I find it best to actually not think about anything and just sort of let my brush do whatever it wants. And then if I make a mistake, sometimes I'll forget that there's a layer I'm dealing with. I don't really use correction fluid that often, but I would if I'd spent a really long piece of time working on any individual drawing, and it was the only way to salvage it would be to use correction fluid, then I would definitely do that. But I'm kind of more into just covering up a mistake by making more black splotches and more lines or more shading, or thickening up the lines if it's possible to cover up where maybe I bled somewhere. Okay. Now, because 0 is the most handsome, I have to be certain not to over ink him. I have to make sure that the lines are, because he's the youngest also. So an excess of lines on any drawing tends to age whatever the creature is. Yoinks. Oh, I should have put on some music or something. Oh, but then I'd be struck down for copyright something or other. So maybe sneezing cats are better to have. I don't know. Than farting artists. Fartists. Okay. Well, I kind of messed that up, but well, whatever. It's this. I don't know if you can see that, but there's hair. This brush is a little bit frayed, and it's kind of messing me up a little bit. I have to have some excuse besides not having drawn regularly for quite some time. I was in a pretty good groove back in 2015-ish. And then during Inktober for 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. But I haven't even done Inktober since then, so I thought about using Sharpies to do this, but I don't know. Throw caution to the wind. Jump into the pool, regardless of how cold it is. Here she comes. Gonna mess me up, aren't you? Yes, you are. I hear you. I hear you. Gemma, I hear you. I know. You're coming over to mess me up, aren't you? Yes, you are. You sabotage. You're gonna sabotage. Come on. Come on. Come on. I gotta block you, don't I? Hey. 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 Come on. Oh, Gemma. How did you rip it like that, you little stinker, you? Whoo. Good thing this isn't smell-o-vision. Because a YouTube live stream that stinks up the joint could be a real problem for monetization. Okay, so we've got when I use this board for serious drawing, I'll probably use it just to pencil because of Gemma's utter need to sabotage me no matter what it is I'm working on. What are you up to? Huh. I know what you're up to, Gemma. She's planning her grand finale, sniffing around my ankles, and then she's gonna, this brush needs to go in the garbage. I think she's reached her. Oh, who's coming next? Is that Tigger? Cheeto. Hey, what's up, Tiggs? That's my buddy. That's my buddy. Boy, when a brush is in bad shape, it really sucks. Okay. What is today's date? I might keep this brush just to use it for what it might be good for, which is when you got to do some shading for a large area where you actually don't mind having that second line that appears, because right now I'm getting like a double image instead of a solid thing there. I'm going to have to put some kind of label on the brush or a piece of white tape or something so I know not to grab it next time. All right. Not god awful, but I'm not really happy with the way Grumpo turned out. But he was the first one I did, so. It might be funnier if Wacko doesn't have any eyebrows at all. I think when I penciled, I actually penciled some eyebrows in there, but okay. Oy. Well, I don't know how long I spent on this. I guess the length of the video will be determined by when I hit end on the live stream, but feels like I maybe spent 35 minutes, maybe? I don't know. With constant interruptions from cats, so I'll take that as a major victory.